Three, three, two.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here Ivy here with us. As you can see, that lady is very pretty. Her presence here is graced by the introduction by Andrew from Epic Films. So Andrew has quite a few friends in the neighborhood and around the world. And this is one of the models that will be present hopefully at our show in June 28th, right?
Yes.
So today we're doing a little bit of fitting, casting, kind of not even casting, more like an interview. So let's find out a little bit more about the models that are coming to the show and who will make that show pop.
All
Okay,
right.
so it's my understanding that from a few minutes that we spent together talking prior to roll the camera, you can do cooking, you do acting, you a model obviously, and you do a hairstyle, and you work like my wife as a dental assistant in dental office.
Yes.
How those five things come together?
So I think the way the five things correlate to each other is creativity. So it allows you to create a space where you can do whatever you want. So if you're in the kitchen and you want to make a meal, I actually have a story about this. Like, it happened a few days ago. I was in the kitchen, it was me, my boyfriend, and my roommate, and I was like, I want to make dinner for us, and I was going to make pasta. But I was like, that's so boring, and I'm looking at it, I didn't have the right ingredients, and I was like, I'm not inspired by this meal. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what I have, and how can I make this better? How can I make it different? So what I did was I got kale, spring mix, tuna, tomatoes, beets.
Is that because you're from Honduras? Yeah. Honduras style?
Yeah, platanos was in there too. So
Uh-huh.
I did like a baby tuna salad with parboiled rice over kale and spring mix. It had the tuna on top, and then it had a bed of platanos underneath. And it was great. Like, they demolished the plate. They loved it. I was happy because it looked nice.
But did you create the plate, or
Yes.
you kind of saw a similar kind of recipe elsewhere?
I created the dish. So
What inspired you? Did you Google it? Did you look? How do you become a cook, basically?
so
You learn some, you watch some videos, you practice. Like, what's the inspiration comes from?
the inspiration comes from my mom's kitchen, and I also worked in hospitality for 6 years. I still work in hospitality, actually. So learning a lot of different recipes and ingredients from working in restaurants, and then watching my mom cook in the kitchen, having us help her, me and my siblings help her cook. It kind of made me want to put plates together. So I mix gourmet ideas that I get from my work with my mom's recipes.
Wow. My next question to you is, like you mentioned, you do hairstyle. Let's say, in my case, I'm a photographer. I'm a dude, and I learn trying to learn. Sometimes my hairstylist doesn't come to the shit, so I have to study and know something about hair, how to help girls to look pretty, whether it's a wedding or it's a elopement wedding or like a model photo shoot. Where do I, guys like us, start? Like, do I pretend to be a hairstylist? Luckily for me, I practice on my wife when she sleeps, and my daughter. So I have a couple of models at home. But if I don't have that kind of friendship in the family, how do you learn hairstyling?
So the way I learned was via YouTube, and that was.
So you just put a wig over the and practice on the wig. Like, how did you?
I practiced on myself, but if you don't have someone to practice on, you can also get mannequins. So there are mannequins with different hair textures. If you want to do relaxed or straight hair or natural hair, you can get mannequins or wigs to put on the mannequins and use that as practice. I also watched a lot of YouTube videos. I watched a ton of YouTube videos. When I was relaxed.
How do you watch and stop and repeat and practice, or you just keep watching and then something pops? Like, how?
Some days I'll be on the train and I'll just watch it. Other days I'm like, okay, I want to visit this style. I want to try
But
this
on the
out.
train there is not always reception. Like, or do you download the pages first, or like what's the process?
So
You print them.
I usually have service on the train, but I would download
Okay.
them. If not, I will stop. Like, I'll be at home, I'll stop, I'll take notes, or I'll practice on myself as I'm doing it, and then continue. And I'll press play and like, I'll rewind it if I miss something, and then go back to it and just practice on myself. I practiced on my roommates and on my sister as well.
like I said earlier, you're very pretty.
Thank you.
And does that help you in your acting career? Like, if my question basically is, let's say you work as a dental assistant, right? And you day-to-day activities might require do some acting, or like pretend to be angry or happy, or like nice and pleasant. You might have something going on at home, but you have to be professional in the office. How someone acquire those acting skills? Is that you go on YouTube, or what's the process?
So I went to school for acting. So I went to the University of Massachusetts Amherst and I studied theater. I had been acting since the 7th grade. So I took acting classes. I was in drama club. I also started reaching out to friends on Facebook. So I was like, hey, I met a guy that he was on set and he was telling me about all the work he was doing. I was like, how do I get involved? So I met this person, I networked with him. He was telling me to
Wow.
sign up for casting agencies, get a business card.
Question: if someone wants to, let's say, book you as a model or actress, what would be the Instagram or like social media to reach out to you? Can you tell the audience?
The Instagram is a different breed 9121 and the Facebook is IVE91.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Ivy on our runway, please come to see the show June 28th, Skyroom. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.